Hey, I'm kind of mad at Vicente Gonzalez there and the camera people. No one told me that my collar was all crooked in that last video. It's kind of like when you go to a party and you have a pepper in your tooth and nobody tells you about it. But I really don't care. This is what I really care to talk to you about. This book is not a fiction book. It's not a non-fiction book or a novel. It's a resource book. And I just want to show you some facts here. This book has studied the state of the union of education worldwide. Now, notice that they put here the 3 columns of math, reading, and science. When it comes to math, we're at the bottom. When it comes to reading, we're halfway down the bottom. And when science, we're 3/4 of the way down. China, Finland, Korea, China. They're all above us here. It's incredible. Europe and Asian countries are above us. Look here. Ireland and Portugal are below us in math. And that's what I want to talk to you about, math. Math is a wonderful subject. It's just awesome. Y si eres mexicano or Latino, ya lo traes en la sangre to be mathematicians. The Mayans, the Aztecs were great mathematicians. But what I want to talk to you about is somebody, if you watched last week's show, I was trying to teach those kids about math tricks. I wasn't teaching them math. I was getting them excited about doing math tricks. And some people think that it's wrong. Well, it's no more wrong than teaching kids about English, I before E except after C. That's like, it's called a mnemonic type of little rhyme, so that you can remember that. When I was learning music, the staff, the note staff, so I can remember the lines, my teacher taught me, every good boy does fine. And for the spaces and the musical staff, it was FACE, so that I can remember the notes on those spaces. So if I teach you math tricks, but I'm not cheating, I'm just getting you excited about how to get to that answer. And I was doing squaring any number that ends in 5 between 1 and 100. And it's very simple. And people called me, they see my number on the bottom of the screen during the show, and they call me and says, Happy, tell us how you did it. And so that's why I have to tell you now. It's very simple. And right now I can teach you how to square any number between 1 and 100 that ends in 5. But then I can do it between 1 and 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. And by the way, I do square the numbers in my head. I don't memorize them because there's thousands and thousands and millions and trillions of numbers to memorize. Who could do that? No one. But it's very impressive. But I was faster than the teacher standing next to me with the calculator. And the teacher would scream out a number. And for example, one teacher said 45. And before the person could even put the numbers on the calculator, my mind had already calculated the answer. 45 squared is 2,025. 65 squared is 4,225. That's how fast I can do it. Any number. But right now I'm teaching you how to do numbers with that end in 5. Now, let me show you exactly how I do it. No, I'm not a mathematical genius, but I learned the tricks. 45 squared, that means 45 times 45. So that means you multiply the 5 times 5, and 5 times 4 is 20, and carry the 2, 225, 4 times 5. You know, you have to do the whole process. That's too much work. We always know that if you multiply a number or square a number that ends in 5, that 5 times 5 is 25. So this answer is going to have a 25 at the end. So in my mind, I put the 25 on layaway in my head. But I listened to that first digit, and the first digit was 4. Now when you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what's the next number after 4? 5. Multiply 4 times the next number is 4 times 5 is 20. Put the 20 next to the 25 and the answer is 2,025. 65 squared, what's the next number after 6? 7. 6 times 7 is 42. So put the 42 next to the 25 and the answer is 4,225. It's very simple. It's simple, but then you start doing it in bigger numbers and more digits, and it's simple. Math is simple. It's part of who we are. Yes. This is another thing I teach kids, that anytime you multiply any number times 11, well, you have to calculate it 3 times 11, but this is a simple trick, and I'm just using the 1, but anytime you multiply a number times 11, add the 2 digits. What's a 3? 33 times 11. Well, add the 3 plus 3 is 6. Put it in between, and the answer is 363. And if you have to say, let's say 44, well, 4 plus 4 is 8, so the answer is 488. Whatever it is, but you can do it up to 4 digits, 5 digits. All you have to do is keep carrying the 1 over. It's very simple. And parents, it's good brain exercise. But I can square numbers, I can divide numbers. When I go to restaurants, people throw me the tab. Happy, how much tip do we have to give them? And I've been doing that all my life. And I'm trying to get kids excited about math. Like when I do magic tricks for these kids, they want to learn magic. Look, I'm using my palette. When I paint, people want to know how to paint. Well, this summer, see if you can get you this book. You've got a wonderful Barnes & Noble there in McAllen, but this book is called Rapid Math Tricks and Tips. Excellent book, excellent book. Oh, it's got so many tricks. This book was written by an Indian mathematician. It's called Speed Math. It's fantastic. I've had this book for over 30 years. The only math book you'll ever need. Wonderful. Talks about percentages. I love this book. It says The Cartoon Guide to Algebra. So it's not a child's book. It's like a high school book or a middle school book. But it teaches you math with cartoons. It helps you connect a little better. Like how to remember the words they're talking about. Well, through cartoons, you see it in your mind and it comes back to you. This girl, Danica McKellar, she used to be one of the stars on the Wonder Years ago, but she's got a book that's called Math Doesn't Suck, How to Survive Middle School Math. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. And if you're having problems with math, study this book during the summer. I know that if you master math, or if you get better at math, you'll feel more secure about other subjects like chemistry and physics. Well, you'll feel better about school. Because many kids that I've talked to, and I've been doing this for so long, that one of the subjects that really gives them the hardest time is math. And I think that if you get confident about math and you know you can do math, it'll open up the doors in your mind to almost any subject. Here's another book that I have. It's called Painless Algebra. Parents, it's your responsibility to help your kids with what they with some tools they need for school. And kids, those of you, if you don't want to stay after school and learn on your own. Teachers can only teach you so much, and half the time they're teaching you how to pass those tests anyway, those standardized tests. But become a mathematical whiz, and maybe some other program I'll talk to you about English and science. I love science. Forget about it. Science is my favorite subject. But kids, go love yourself and go master math. And now watch Chavito's episode. He doesn't want to go to the doctor because he knows that they cut your finger when they get a blood test, but this is a urine test, and that scared him. Until then, bye-bye.